5 police officers killed, 6 wounded. Let's listen to what the president has to say.
Nearly a dozen officers were shot. 5 were killed. Other officers and at least 1 civilian were wounded. Some are in serious condition, and we are praying for their recovery. As I told Mayor Rawlings, I believe that I speak for every single American when I say that we are horrified over these events and that we stand united with the people and the police department in Dallas. According to police, there are multiple suspects. We will learn more, undoubtedly, about their twisted motivations. But let's be clear, there's no possible justification for these kinds of attacks or any violence against law enforcement. The FBI is already in touch with the Dallas police, and anyone involved in these senseless murders will be held fully accountable. Justice will be done. I will have more to say about this as the facts become more clear. For now, let me just say that even as yesterday I spoke about our need to be concerned as all Americans about racial disparities in our criminal justice system, I also said yesterday that our police have an extraordinarily difficult job, and the vast majority of them do their job in outstanding fashion. I also indicated the degree to which we need to be supportive of those officers who do their job each and every day, protecting us and protecting our communities. Today is a wrenching reminder of the sacrifices that they make for us. We also know that when people are armed with powerful weapons, unfortunately it makes attacks like these more deadly and more tragic. And in the days ahead, we're going to have to consider those realities as well. In the meantime, today, our focus is on the victims and their families. They are heartbroken. The entire city of Dallas is grieving. Police across America, which is a tight-knit family, feels this loss to their core. And we're grieving with them. I'd ask all Americans to say a prayer for these officers and their families. Keep them in your thoughts. And as a nation, let's remember to express our profound gratitude to our men and women in blue, not just today, but every day. With that, I want to thank Presidents Tusk and Juncker for our work here today in Warsaw.
We've been listening to the president, who is at the NATO summit in Warsaw this morning, but is addressing what's been going on back home in Dallas. 11 officers shot in sniper-style shootings in downtown Dallas. It happened during a protest, up to then peaceful protest, over the recent shootings of men in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and St. Paul, Minnesota. I want to go to Ron Allen, White House correspondent traveling with the president. Ron, good morning. Not only do we, of course, just hear from the president right now, we heard from him last night as he landed in Warsaw, talking about these recent shootings.
Yes, Savannah, this is a very sensitive issue for the president, especially because he has spoken out so often in support of the kinds of peaceful protests that were happening in Dallas when this horrific incident happened. And the president has also faced criticism from law enforcement and others for at times seeming to side with the protesters against the police, which is why in his remarks, the president, I think, was very clear in saying that police have a very difficult job, that we have to support them, and that he comes clearly down on the side of supporting law enforcement officers across this country. The president also made a second point that I thought was significant about how the easy accessibility of guns around the country made it easier, he said, for these suspects to carry out this horrific attack. We're well aware of the debate in this country about gun control, gun safety measures, as the president would put it. We're well aware that the president has been thwarted by Congress to move any legislation forward, and the president has also essentially run out of his executive authority to do anything about gun safety, gun control measures in this country. He said that this is something that we're going to have to revisit again, so clearly that is also on his mind. But again, the focus here and now, solving the situation on the ground in Dallas and praying and supporting the victims of these horrific attacks.
All right, Ron Allen, who's traveling with the president in Warsaw, Poland, where the NATO leaders are getting together, but all eyes this morning in Dallas, Texas, where starting at about 8:45 last night, gunfire rang out during a protest. 11 officers were shot. 6 of them have been killed. 3 suspects are in custody at this hour, and a 4th suspect is reportedly dead. There was a suspect holed up in a community college near the original scene. We await word of what happened there. We're going to have complete coverage later this morning on Today. I'm Savannah Guthrie in New York. This has been an NBC News Special Report.